So a problem like this was not on the homework. The problems on the homework were easier. Any ideas on how to do this? Anybody? What would be step one? No ideas? Hold it and square it. Hold it and square it. Let's go ahead and do that. Hold it and square it. So it cancels out over here. So then we're going to have what? 2x plus 30. Now, what is the answer here on the right side? All right. So here's a big problem that you guys do. It is not x squared plus 3 squared. Absolutely not. The correct way of doing it is that we have how many x plus 3 multiplied by itself? We have x plus 3 times x plus 3 is the correct way of doing this, and multiply it out. All right? So that's what we need to do. Let's go ahead and multiply it out. X times x is what? X squared. Then x times 3 is 3x. Then 3x. Then 9 plus 9. And that equals to 2x plus 30. Now, it turned out to be a quadratic equation because the highest power is squared. So we need to move everything either to the left or to the right. Move it to the left or to the right? To the right. So I'm going to minus 2x. And then I'm going to minus 30. So all this thing cancels out. So 0 equals. Like I said before, hopefully you guys are more mathematically mature to be able to just know what the next step is. Is there anything to combine with x squared? X squared? There's nothing to combine with x squared. All these ones need to be combined to get an answer. 4x. And then that is going to be what? That's a negative 30 here.
Negative 21.
Negative 21. Okay. So now what are we going to do? How do we solve it? The x. We're going to do the x. What goes at the bottom? What goes on top? And what are the numbers? 7 and 3? 7 and 3? Which one is negative? Yes? So what are the answers? No, can we get the answers or we want to do the whole thing? Can we get the answers already from there? Because we want answers. We don't want factors, no? So x equals what? Negative 7 and x equals what? Positive 3. Okay, now, right here is saying check for extraneous solution. What that means is it's saying that one of them might not be an answer to it. All right? So how do we check? We'll just plug it in, no? Let's plug it in. So let's go over here and let's check. Let's check if this is a correct or it is an answer or not. So let's plug it in for x. So we're going to get 2 times negative 7 plus 30. It's saying that it's going to equal to x again. Plug in that negative 7 plus 3. Okay, so what's 2 times negative 7? 2 times negative 7 is negative 14 plus 30. What's the answer on the right? What's negative 7 plus 3? Negative 4. What's negative 14 plus 30? Negative 16? Well, here.
It's not negative 16.
Why, who somebody said negative 16?
You're the one writing it down.
What's the answer to square root of negative 16? No. Didn't we just already do that? What's square root of negative 16? If we...
4.
No, it's positive 16. What the heck? Is 4 equal to negative 4?
No.
That makes no sense, huh? So what does that mean? That makes no sense. That means that this is what? Extraneous solution. Yes? That makes sense? It has to be that the other one better work out, no? Yes or no? It better work out. So if we plug in x equals 3, what is 2 times 3? 6 plus 30? 36 with square root of 36? 6, okay? Now plug in 3 plus 3 is? So 6 equals 6. So this one is correct. Yes? That's going to be on the test. So make sure you understand what's going on here, because that will be on the test. I will put it in there. Yeah, x equals negative 7. X equals negative 7 is an extraneous solution. Last lesson before we take that test. Go ahead and copy this down. Man, I forgot to pass out the rulers. Who wants a ruler? I'll give you a ruler. If you need a ruler. Who wants a ruler? Who wants a ruler? Nobody wants a ruler? Alright, let's go. Let's finish this thing. Lesson 5C, inverse functions. So given function f of x right here, calculate f inverse of x. If I graph this function, what would it look like on the graph? What is it? What is this function? At least one person say it. A line. Thank you. It is a line. It's a line. So it goes through 4. So we're gonna go. It goes through 4, and then it goes. The slope is up 2 over 1, or you can go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. So it's a line that goes through there like that. All right. Good. Yes. Good. So now we're gonna find the inverse of it. That's what this is called here, the inverse function. How do we find the inverse function? Here are the steps in finding the inverse function. Steps. So number 1, switch the x with the y. Or in the y with the x. Meaning wherever you see an x, you're going to turn it to y, and wherever you see a y, you're going to put it as an x. So here, f of x as it is. Even before the step 1, f of x is y. So let me write down y equals 2x plus 4. Now we're going to do step 1. Wherever you see a y, you're going to turn it into x. So y becomes x. And wherever you see an x, you're going to turn it into y. So it'll be 2y plus 4. Step 2. Solve for y. Solve for y. What does it mean, solve for y? Get the y by itself. What is step number 1 in getting this y by itself? Subtract what? Subtract 4. So then we have what? Let me put that 2y here on the left side. And then put the x minus 4 over here. Continue on. Getting the y by itself. What do I do next? How do I get the y by itself? What's the last step here? Divided by 2. Everything divided by 2. So then you're going to get y equals, well, you can fix this a little bit. In front of x is a 1. So 1 divided by 2 is 1/2 x. And negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. All right, so we solved for y. Last part, number 3. Replace y with f inverse of x. Replace y with f inverse of x. So y is going to become f inverse of x. And that equals 1/2 x minus 2. All right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to graph this inverse function there. So where do I start? It's a line, no? It's a line. Where do I start? What's the y-intercept?
-2.
So at negative 2, I'm going to go to negative 2. And then I'm going to do what? What's the slope? Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Or I can go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. And I connect these dots. And I'm going to get the inverse function. Now, look at that. Look at the symmetry. Now, if you're going to notice this, is that if I fold the paper with respect to, if I fold it right here in the middle, then this thing will be on top of this will be on top of this will be on top of this, and they become, if I fold it with respect to this. That's what's going to happen. That is the lesson for today. Let's do a couple more. So this is like step 0, is changing the f of x to y, and you should be able to do that in your head. This is y, no? Now let's go to step 1. What are we going to do? Well, what did it say in step 1? We wrote it down. What did it say? Replace the x with the y and the y with the, so this is going to become what? The whole thing is going to become what? X, yes, x. And minus 2 what? X is going to become y. And now we're going to solve for y. What is step 1 in getting the y by itself? Plus 6 to both sides. So it'll be x plus 6. I should try to improve my writing here. Let's see. All right, what's the next step? Last step. Divided by negative 2. So I'm already going to go ahead and switch this y, because it's by itself already. The y will now become what? F inverse of x. Then I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to divide, in front of x is a 1. 1 divided by negative 2 is negative 1/2 x. And then 6 divided by negative 2 is what? 6 divided by negative 2? Negative 3. So there it is. That's it. Yes, got it. Let's go number 3. Let's go to number 3. F of x will become what? Well, f of x is y, that now will become x, no? X is going to equal to what? Y squared plus 3. So now we got to get the y by itself. How do we get the y by itself? Minus 3. So we got, I'm going to switch the y squared over to the left. Equals what? X minus 3. All right. So now how do we get the y by itself? We just did this. Square root it. Square root it. So y is going to equal to, whenever you take a square root, you do a plus or minus. But for this particular, leave it as positive. The only use, we're going to leave it as a positive in front here, the principal one. And switch the y to f inverse of x. There it is. Good. Let's see. Is there one more? I think this is it, or is there more? There's more. Let's go. Let's go number 4. F of x is y, and y is going to turn to what? X. And x is going to become what? What's next? Let me put that 3/4 over on the left side. Okay, here we go. How do we get the y by itself here? Extra credit if you say the right thing. Multiplied by the conjugate is correct. Yes. Multiplied by the conjugate. It's not the conjugate. It's called the reciprocal. Yep. The reciprocal. Conjugate, the reciprocal. Hold this and multiply by 4 over 3. I'm going to already switch the y to f inverse of x. And distribute. It's going to be what? 4/3 x. And it's going to be what? Put a 1 under 2. That'll be what? 8 over 4 times 2 is 8 over 3, no? Minus 8 over 3. Yeah, that should be good. Last one. Yeah, this got to be the last one. Number 5. G of x is y. That will become what? X. X equals cube root of what? Y plus 2 outside minus 4. What do we do? Is there only one person here talking? What do we do here more? Add 4? Same 2 people. Add 4. Let me put that one on the left side. Next step. If it's not the same two people, next step, some more.
Hold it and square it.
Hold it in.
Root, or third rooted. Cube it.
Cube it. What now? What now? What now? We gotta get the y by itself. What's the last step?
Two.
-2? Can I already switch that y to what?
G.
F inverse. F inverse. Oh, it's G. Yes, yes, yes. G inverse of x equals oh man, should be G here. All right, that's it. We're done. Homework. Who's got that homework?